What's going on, everybody? I'm Mike Bunt from Trainwreck Sports, joined by AJ Cybulski of the Batavia Daily News. We were here for day 7 of Bills training camp today. AJ, it's been a theme throughout camp the first week, but the offense was really rolling once again today.
Yeah, the offense was phenomenal, and I thought Josh Allen again showed his ability to just fit the ball into tight windows and really utilize all his playmakers, whether it was Kincaid, Samuel, Shakir. All those guys were just getting involved. Really impressed with the offense overall. I think we talked about it a little bit during practice. The run game sputtered a little bit to begin, but James Cook had a nice run along the left side behind Deion Dawkins, who I think left practice for a little bit but returned. Ryan Vandermark was in his place for a little bit with the first team, so that's encouraging news for the former undrafted free agent that made the team last year. So yeah, just the run game kind of picked up as the practice went on, and just really happy with how Josh Allen's looked so far.
Yeah, it was the second practice that both of us have seen so far during camp. I was here on Sunday. That was before they put the pads on. It was nice to see the pads on today. Like you said, the running game, a little bit of a slow start, but it did pick up throughout the practice. This has been a talked about theme a lot, but in the passing game, with no Diggs in the picture anymore, it's really kind of amazing to see the plethora of different weapons they have in this passing game. Whether you talk about the receivers and guys like Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, MVS. Then you talk about the tight ends, Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, and then the running backs. We talked about it with Josh Allen after practice, but it really seems like despite not maybe having a number one guy, that they might actually be more difficult to go up against because you don't know who's going to get the ball on any given play.
Yeah, and the everybody eats mentality, whether, they've kind of been really talking about that the whole training camp, going back to the offseason. That's kind of been their approach. So you look at what Josh Allen's done with these guys. He talked about, I have shooting guards. We talked to pros practice today. I have small forwards. I have big men, where we kind of have that, full lineup of basketball players where he can, different guys can do different things. And Josh just really is enjoying what he's been given, I think. And like you said, it's making the extra pass, just like in basketball. He kind of compared that to start the presser, just about making the extra pass and what's that meant for this Bills offense. So Josh Allen, the offense, just really in tune. I thought the offensive line looked good today. I didn't see too many pass rushers win any reps, maybe not paying too much attention to it, but it didn't seem like any quarterback was under duress or anything like that. So overall for the offense, I thought a solid day. But again, the defense still did make some notable plays.
Yeah, and we'll get to the defense in just one moment here. Any plays that stood out to you today during practice? I can point to a Keon Coleman catch in the back of the end zone. Tyrell Shavers had an impressive play. He's making a case to be one of the final receivers on this roster. We saw a bunch, like I said, a bunch of different players involved. Then Curtis Samuel, once again, getting a touch as a running back, getting into the end zone. Any plays that stood out to you?
Yeah, the play by Dalton Kincaid in the end zone, kind of used his hands, boxed out to Marcus Ingram. I mean, Ingram was all over him. It was red zone work, low end red zone work, and Allen fit it right on the money. Kincaid kind of juggled it a little bit, came back down with it, with Ingram draped all over him. So that was a play, and I think just Kincaid's, just his exuberance all over the field, day in, day out, whether it's leaking out on a play action pass in the flat and taking it upfield, or getting open over the middle using his leverage. I think he's just been exceptional. And then Khalil Shakir, a couple of passes for him, one up the seam or he just in traffic, brings down the ball.
Just an absolute dart.
And then earlier in practice, in the early 11-on-11, a touchdown pass on like a deeper slant route. Allen put it right on the money. Shakir, hauled it in and scored. It's pretty crazy how this offense is working and clicking on all cylinders. I'm starting to maybe not get a little concerned with the defense, but I think I want to see some more plays from the defensive side of the ball here as we move forward, especially going into the blue and red scrimmage. I hope that the defense can kind of return the favor here moving forward.
Yeah, I think it's still a little bit early to be concerned about the defense, especially since we haven't seen them go up against another team yet. Well, we'll see that against Pittsburgh in their
and even tomorrow a little bit, maybe.
We'll see that against Pittsburgh, maybe a little bit tomorrow in the scrimmage, and then preseason will be here before you know it. But talking about the defense, there are still some good things that are coming out of these practices. Ed Oliver looks like he's a monster out there. He looks like he's going to continue what he did last season. Early on in team drills, he was getting in the backfield, disrupting plays. I thought Ed Oliver looked pretty solid. What were your thoughts overall about the defense?
Yeah, I thought Matt Milano shined early on a screen pass on the first team of 11-on-11. I think it was the second last period. Just broke up a screen, read it to Kincaid, and tackled the guy in the backfield if they could tackle. And then Kaiir Elam, I think, today. one-on-ones, or sorry, not one-on-ones, 7-on-7 in the red zone, had a pass breakup on Mac Hollins to get rid of the ball, and the next play, a pass to the running back in the flat. I'm not quite sure which running back it was, but Elam used his instincts and almost came away with the pick on a ball thrown from Allen. So I think Elam making a couple nice plays and building that confidence. He got beat by Shavers, like you said, on that touchdown earlier, but you know that's going to happen in the NFL. These guys, the corners aren't really given the best situations at times. So yeah, the defense I think has made plays all over the field. Ed Oliver, like you said, a guy that I think is the best defensive player on the field over at least the 2 days I've been. He's just been a disruptor, been in the backfield, tackles for a loss, just an absolute menace. And yeah, we'll see. Not too much from Von, Rousseau, or Epinesa today, but I think they've had good enough camps where you feel confident, and maybe a bounce back day for Spencer Brown today. Maybe he was a guy that really turned his cards a little bit, because I think he was having a little bit of a rough time, and you know, coming off that offseason shoulder injury, I'm sure he's kind of ramping back up.
Yeah, and I want to give props to Kyer Elam. He's gone through a lot through his first 2 seasons in Buffalo, ups and downs, but I think we're seeing some progress from him early on in training camp. There's more flashes than what we have seen from him in previous years. Like you mentioned, the one pass breakup, very close to intercepting Josh, read his eyes the entire way. So that's something to be excited about. I did talk to Terrell Bernard after practice today, so if you're listening to this, make sure to check out our exclusive one-on-one interview with Bernard on Trainwreck Sports. But overall, another good day of practice. Now they head to Highmark Stadium tomorrow night for honestly, my favorite part of the training camp period, having a nice big crowd at the Ralph to really get the first opportunity for many fans to see this team this summer. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how DeMar Hamlin and Taylor Rapp look back there. They took majority or almost all of the first team reps today on the defense, so what do they look like? Can maybe Kareem Jackson or Terrell Burgess make a name for themselves tomorrow during the scrimmage? So that safety room still looking at it. You know, Mike Edwards and Cole Bishop are on the field today, but obviously in their t-shirts and shorts, obviously week to week, with Bishop and a shoulder injury, arm injury, and Mike Edwards a hamstring injury. So we'll monitor that as it goes. But yeah, really looking forward to that safety position. What can they be? And obviously, you know, how does Josh Allen look on, you know, at New Era Field with all those pass catchers and Ray Davis and James Cook in the tight end group? So looking forward to it.
Yeah, the safety group, to basically finish off of what you were saying, it's the biggest question mark on this team right now. Taylor Rapp, an unquestioned starter, but who's going to play next to him? Well, we had a 3-way competition going into camp. Mike Edwards, the presumed starter, well, he's out week to week. When is he going to come back from his hamstring injury? Cole Bishop now week to week with a shoulder. When is he going to come back from that injury? Is DeMar Hamlin going to have an opportunity to win the job outright before they come back? Or will there still be an open competition when they get back? Or will he even possibly lose the job outright between now and when both Bishop and Edwards come back to the lineup? There's a lot that we will have to see. And then, like you said, Kareem Jackson, somebody that has had a lot of NFL experience. He was playing with the threes today, so not really much of an opportunity, at least early on in this training camp with the Bills. AJ, you've been killing it with your training camp coverage and everything at the Batavia Daily News. Why don't you tell us, where can we find more of your content and how can people follow you?
Yeah, follow me at AJ Sabalski on Twitter or X. That's where all kind of my Bills stuff is. It's basically a Bills Galore page. All I do is talk Bills, Bills, Bills. Maybe some Sabres if they can break a drought this year. Maybe I'll get more into that. But for now, strictly Bills stuff. And you can follow me at AJ Sabalski, my name. And then you can find all my work at thedailynewsonline.com, covering all sports, high school sports, the Bills, obviously, and a lot more. So looking forward to the season, and thank you for having me on, Mike.
AJ, love having you on. Guys, you can find me, Mike_Bunt, on Twitter for Trainwreck Sports. We're both going to be at the Bills scrimmage tomorrow night, so if you're there and you see us, make sure to say hi. But we're excited for another season of Bills football on the way. Make sure to follow both of us for more content along the way.